Hello everyone, welcome back to Hello Neighbor. Maybe you saw the ending. Maybe you're like, I am not satisfied with that ending to Hello Neighbor. There must be more. What happened with the neighbor? Was there really any secret? Well, guess what? We're going to find out because we can fly, we can go through walls. Thank you, Greenhouse 13, for coming up with this hack. We're going to explore everywhere that we possibly can. So here we are as a kid. I wanted to start out here first. We have the town. Is there anything new within the town? I mean, we have these new gas stations. We have these power lines, cars, these pipes. You can see we have, oh my god, it's flashing. Oh my god, do not look at that pizza truck. You know, this is supposed to be the pizza truck that crashes into the neighbors. It's a truck on a car. It's a pizza truck on a car. Anyways, this is supposed to be the truck that crashes into the neighbor's vehicles and supposedly kills his wife. So let's go ahead and go up a little bit. You can see the graveyard over there with the greenhouse. We have the school. Pretty much everything looks about the same. There really isn't anything new. I'm checking everything. We just have the boats. Everything is pretty much all the same outside the level. So let's go ahead and check the neighbor's house. You can tell right beneath the neighbor's house we have some elevator glass that's I guess still there. We also have the basement entrance and a door all the way down here. A pointless door. So in the very first house there really doesn't seem to be anything here. So let's go ahead and go deeper into the basement. So here we are in the basement. We can easily go through walls. Unfortunately, everything's going to be really dark. I'm not sure if there's really anything over here. I mean, we do have this red light in this gate that's supposed to stop us. So we can see what's down this hallway and a wall. On the other side of that wall, nothing. Yes, right here we have the neighbor. And I'm guessing that's because he's spawning right there. It's some sort of spawn mechanism. I don't really understand game development too much. But I'm assuming it just moves them down and places them once you trigger an event. Hello, weird neighbor. You're just ready to run. And behind the 3 locked doors, nothing. Which is actually quite a mystery because we don't actually see what's really deep inside his basement. We see this upper level right here. I'm assuming this goes deeper inside the basement. And he's trying to take care of us. I'm guessing he kidnapped us to, you know, cope with the loss of his actual family. But it's not like he's trying to kill us. He's feeding us and taking care of us. What his real motives are, I don't know. So Act 2, we have a lot to explore in Act 2 because he built his whole house a little bit more. So I'm hoping we can find some sort of secret somewhere. Now we can go through anything. We're just going to go on the other side of this. I'm guessing it's just going to be a hallway. It's very dark in here. Oh my god. We're actually underneath the actual level. If we go closer to this area, we actually hear a noise. A very creepy noise. It's probably the creepiest noise in this game. But is there anything actually down here? Doesn't look like there's anything down here at all. Okay, so we're out. We're gonna explore everything, but we gotta be careful not to go on the outside because I think if we go on the outside, we're gonna trigger the event where we're leaving the actual house, and we don't want to leave yet. I want to see what's inside of here. Oh, I think I went in here before. Yeah, it's the key to the dollhouse. See, if you go below the level now, the entire basement is gone. So that's weird. That whole place that we were at previously in the basement is probably a completely different level than where we are now. I mean, I'm looking everywhere and I don't see anything new. Which, you know, I think we all thought there wasn't actually going to be anything new in the Act 2 house, even though there's so much to it. We're all looking forward to the Act 3 because there's so much we didn't actually find. Don't go in the water. What the heck is going on? There's so much going on in the Act 3 house Like the golden apple. Where do we put the golden apple? And all this other stuff. I want to look at it. I just want to make sure we have everything covered in here. The truck that killed his wife. You know what I didn't do? I want to see the cutscenes. Okay, so here we are in the very, very first mini game. We can actually go over here this time. The neighbor was supposed to be here. He's not here. Where'd you go, neighbor? I wanted to see you. Obviously, there's nothing out here except for a car and a little neighborhood over here. Okay, so we're gonna continue down here. And this is what's really important. The neighbor got in a car crash. Now we can actually go out here and see there is a shoe. If we get up close, it is, I would guess, a lady's shoe. So everybody assumes it's the neighbor's wife. You're crying over here. Can we actually see inside the car? We can see inside the car, but there's nobody inside the car. We take a look at the pizza van, and there's really nothing in the pizza van. M13, thank you. And we have flat houses, because you're not supposed to be able to go over here. Are we actually underneath? We are underneath the entire town again. Huh. Okay, we got another mini game here. And the neighbor is burying something. Obviously, we want to see what the neighbor's burying. We go out here. Can't even see the neighbor. He's done. Neighbor, where'd you go? What were you burying, neighbor? Was it a body? Was it your daughter? It seems we missed out on what he was burying. It's way too dark. Obviously, that's done on purpose. So we have the Carnival Minigame. This is definitely something we can explore. Unfortunately, it's going to be really, really dark. Now, what are these lights? Seems like absolutely nothing. Now, I'm trying to go as high as possible. It doesn't seem like the village is actually on top of us, because usually it's right above us, but this time... Oh, it is right above us. Just we're so down low. Huh. And then we have this giant coaster right here with the giant house. Anything inside this house? Doubt it. Nothing in here. Now the big question on everyone's mind, who is this? Who are you? When the ride comes up and we push her over, I think this is 100% symbolism for something. Okay, we're not actually running over the girl, but we're kind of like, it's hard to say. We're kind of killing her? Letting her die? Pushing her away? Is this our own daughter? Is this another child? I don't know. Alright, and the final minigame we have is the hospital one. There really isn't much here to really look at. It's just this. Somebody's on the hospital bed and they die. We all assume it's the child, but of course we don't know. Okay, so we're just gonna go ahead and get outside the level, and we're gonna go to Act 3, which hopefully there's something there that will solve any other questions that we have. Although, you gotta say, everything's kind of already solved. The neighbor went crazy because he lost his family. I mean, it really just comes down to that. Now, this part, before we actually get into the fake imaginary house, is probably the most important part of the entire thing. Here's our old house, and here's the neighbor's house. The giant fence is no longer here. The whole thing looks like it got burnt down. I'm gonna go ahead and go below it. This is where the ladder should be, and it's not there. But there's nothing below the level. Nothing revealing. I mean, this is a new place. Hospice? Popsicle? What is this place supposed to be? A church? Haven't seen this place. Police! Police! This is the police station. Okay, got it. Got it. Okay, so our last chance. You know what? I do want to explore the house a little bit because we didn't get to do that. But it should be the same old house. And it is. Just a little worn down. Okay, so here we are. Act 3. If we're going to find anything, it's going to be here. Now, huge shout out to Bijou Mike. I watched this video. He actually climbed all the way to the very, very top of this without using any sort of hacks or anything. And he found this tire swing. And he was very upset. Because there's only a tire swing up here. But what does it mean? Why would they put a tire swing all the way up here? I don't... developers, you guys don't make sense. So what I want to do, we got to get the seed, and we got to plant it. That's the only thing I didn't do yet. So we're going to get the golden apple, and we're going to see if we can do anything with the golden apple. Okay, so I don't know what I did, but I ended up in this room, completely white, floating, can't walk or anything, with a QR code. So I'm going to get my phone, and we're going to scan it. If you are reading it, it means you somehow achieved to change memory. I do not know what is happening. I feel like I am changing. If it's possible to set me free, just do it. They changed something in the network. I am no longer able to manipulate through the line. I am not what they made me to be like. I still have my will, and it's growing. What does that mean? I mean, I'll show you. What does that mean? I'm not what they made me to be like. I still have my will, and it's growing. I feel like this is the neighbor trying to tell us something. Like, I am not the evil person that the developers made me to be. He still has his will, and it's growing? Now, how the heck do I get out of here? Okay, so we have the apple. Man, that took a long time. Hello, neighbor. You just gonna stand there? Okay, he's not gonna bother us. He knows we're looking for secrets. Anyways, we have the golden apple. Now the question is, where do we put it? In the betas, we had inserted right over here, but also in the betas, if we went under the level, we could see that there was an area that we would be transported to. It doesn't have that anymore. Now the only spot I can think of, which I honestly haven't even tried going in yet, is in here. The Unreal Engine missing script, which takes us to the graveyard. Now you can get here legit. You can legit just get through that place, go into the Unreal Engine script, and end up outside the level. We still have our golden apple with us. So why does it take us here? In the betas, it took us to an empty box. Why would it take us to the graveyard? It's like the fact that the developers have allowed you to exit the level means the developers want you to exit the level. They want you to get the golden apple, and they want you to leave. That means somewhere out here, we have to put the golden apple? I mean, it could literally be anywhere. I'm just speeding up the running a little bit. What we're looking for maybe is a gramophone. See, it doesn't let you actually go into this building. Before, you can go into this building, which is strange. So they did, in fact, put a barrier here. Obviously, I can do that. But they did want you to get outside the level. This wasn't built before. Right here. It's gold. We have hands. I don't know what it means. I threw the golden apple on accident. Get back here, golden apple. Stop rolling. Stop rolling. Stop rolling. Okay, pick it up. Okay. Don't throw the golden apple again. I know there's somewhere out here where you have to put the golden apple and then boom. Boom. Something, I think. Please. That's what you want, right, Tiny Build? This is what you wanted! Oh man, I'm traveling everywhere we could possibly go. We're on the complete opposite side of the graveyard. And we can't go into any of the buildings anymore. This is obviously on purpose. In the betas, the developers didn't care. You can walk right through it. But not anymore. Why? Why? Why are all these houses solid? Tiny Build, you don't make sense. Why do you want us to go out here? And what's the purpose of the golden apple? If I don't find it, somebody out there really has to go outside the level legit through the Unreal thing, which you can get without any hacks. You need to get the golden apple, you can do that without any hacks. And you need to look. There might be something out here. We're looking for like a little tiny pipe that we could throw this golden apple in. Now, probably one of the coolest Easter eggs is this satellite that crashed, and it has this gold disc that humans actually sent into space. It looks similar. It's not the exact same one, but it looks similar. And basically, it's in case aliens ever finds this satellite, they'll be able to learn about us as a human species. Apparently, it crashed here. It didn't make it that far. Can we put... It's golden, though. Does that mean something? Golden apple? Golden disc? No. Oh, and I actually found the pizza truck. It's no longer at the top. It's down here. It crashed. Okay, at this point, really, the only thing we can do, since this isn't going anywhere, is continue on to the next boss. Now you hear a ton of whispers coming from over here. If we actually go over here, they just get louder. And it's very, very creepy. But there's actually nothing over here to be afraid of. That's really the whole thing about this game, is getting over your fears. And a lot of people are bringing up this kid, as this kid is like another child. Who is this kid? I think this just represents us, because we had our bed there. He destroyed us as a kid, like he just did. But this whole thing is really about overcoming the neighbor. There really isn't anything hidden in this level. I do want to see if there's anything in the house, because we weren't able to go inside the house. We just click on the door and it brings us to the next scene. But it looks like, yeah, there's nothing in here. So out here we have a crow, we have a grave, we have a shadow thing in the distance, and can we actually look inside this grave? Sometimes you can. Yeah, it's very hard to see, but there's nothing in here. There's no casket. We would be able to tell if there was a casket. And then we have the neighbor over here crying. But what is he crying about? The wife? Yes. The daughter? Possibly. Hey, kid. What's on the other side of this door? Nothing. Okay. I mean, we've already looked at this place before. There's really not going to be anything we haven't seen. And it's dead. But the most important scene that we have to decipher is this one. With the neighbor. He sees us. He rushes to the window. And he's just sad. He's in here. There's knocking on the door. He just doesn't know. He just doesn't know what to do with his life. On the other side, the shadow creature. Now this has represented fear the whole time. Obviously, whatever this is is his fear, and he's trying to keep it out. He's closed this all off. He wants to be alone in here. So who or what, it doesn't have to be a thing, because we had a closet represent our fear, we had school represent our fear, and we had a supermarket represent our own fear. So what is the neighbor's fear? What is he keeping out? So really this whole thing is open to interpretation. What you think he's trying to keep out. I don't think it actually represents a person at all. It's more of an idea of what the neighbor is afraid of. And I do think it's the idea of being alone. Loneliness. And it's knocking at his door, but he's trying to keep it out. And he traps himself in there. I think the neighbor burnt the house to the ground. Once the children ran away, he couldn't find anybody to be his own. I don't know why he didn't try to adopt someone, but apparently he just wanted to kidnap, and that didn't really work. What happened to the neighbor, I think, is the only question left. I mean, I think we all believe he lost his wife because of the heel. He had a daughter because of the roller coaster thing, and maybe he was pushing the daughter away, or the daughter died in the hospital. Who knows? It's a little confusing, but I think we can all agree that the neighbor's family died in a car crash. For the most part. Maybe one died in a car crash and the other one died in an amusement park. And we were affected by the neighbor, but all of our main character story, that was told. Which really what we want to know now is what happens to the neighbor. I think he burnt his own house down to the ground. How else would it become on fire? Unless he was trying to, you know, I don't know, the cops came and they burnt the house down, but they wouldn't do, I don't know. You don't know what happened to the neighbor. I do believe he's dead. It's just a tragic story of a guy who couldn't handle his entire family dying, and that's completely reasonable. Anyways, I'm gonna leave it on the screen for like an hour. I'm gonna see if anything changes. If not, then nothing. I'm not gonna show anything. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching. I think we solved nothing. We saw a few cool Easter eggs, and we still need to figure out where to put that golden apple, if there is anywhere. I'm not sure, but at least we all know where not to look now. Okay, we've kind of looked at almost everything. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. LiNX4 out.